Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are calling for DHS Secretary Kristi Noem to be forced out. On 60 Minutes, Senate Homeland Security Chair Rand Paul said he wouldn't go that far, but acknowledged the department is lacking in trust.
Should Secretary Noem be fired?
I think we have to get through our hearing February 12th, and I think we have to see what the people who work for her say. But my advice to them, if they're watching and they come to testify, is if you come in and you're going to justify that this man was aggressively assaulting your police officers, that cannot be acceptable, and that's why they're lacking in trust.
CBS News immigration correspondent Camilo Montoya-Galvez is here with me in Studio 57. Congratulations on your new title. We are always so honored to have you here in Studio 57. So let's talk about this new government memo from ICE giving officers more leeway to carry out warrantless searches. This is different from what you reported on last week, which is the judicial warrant versus the administrative warrant.
Correct. So just to level set, U.S. immigration law, known as the INA, generally requires ICE and Border Patrol agents to have administrative warrants before making an arrest of somebody they suspect is in the country illegally. Again, we're not talking about criminal warrants, but administrative warrants that are signed by Border Patrol or ICE officials that allege that somebody is in the country without legal permission. But there is one exemption to that requirement under U.S. law, and that is when ICE and Border Patrol deems that somebody is likely to escape before that administrative warrant can be issued. And now Director Todd Lyons of ICE is saying that the definition of likely to escape is much more expansive than previously known to the agency. Before, the agency was only allowed to carry out warrantless arrests when the individual was deemed to be a flight risk, meaning that they were unlikely to show up to their immigration court proceedings or comply with other stages of the immigration process. Now, Director Lyons is saying that that definition is much more sweeping in scope and will include people who are unlikely to stay in the location where they were encountered, a work site or a home. And so it's much more expansive now, the definition. And this is designed, we are told, to allow the agency to carry out more collateral arrests, meaning arrests of people who are not the targets of the operation, but are nonetheless encountered and are found to be in the country illegally. Many of them do not have criminal records.
Do you expect that that will be challenged in the courts?
Yes.
Okay. You spoke exclusively with the 41-year-old immigrant Border Patrol that the Border Patrol agents were looking for when Alex Preddy was killed in Minneapolis. What did he say?
Well, just to level set, from the get-go, when Alex Preddy was killed by Border Patrol agents, Trump administration officials said that Border Patrol was actively looking for a man named Jose Huerta Chuma from Ecuador, who they referred to as a violent criminal illegal alien before the fatal shooting of Preddy. He's still actively hiding. We are told we were able to track him down, and he told us he was able to hide from Border Patrol moments before Preddy was shot, and that he was able to witness the entire shooting and the killing of Preddy from inside a local business that he says was able to hide him. He says he feels deeply guilty. That is what he told us, because, again, the only reason that Border Patrol was there in that area of Minneapolis on that Saturday morning was because they were actively looking for this man, who they say, again, is in the country illegally. He says he has an active immigration case. That is what he told us. But again, he's still in hiding. I should underscore, he did not reveal to us his whereabouts, so we're not disclosing that because we just don't know where he is. But he remains on the loose, and the Department of Homeland Security is still actively looking for him.
Do we know why they think he's violent?
Well, they point to an arrest from 2018 tied to a domestic violence dispute that he says stemmed from an altercation with his wife. We understand that that led to him pleading guilty to disorderly conduct, but that charge was later dropped by local authorities.
Okay, Camilo Montoya-Galvez, thank you.